Hi everyone, welcome to Techno Training. On this section, I'll be walking you through managing nodes with Jenkins main or Jenkins master and so on. Alright, so let's see how we can be able to manage nodes on Jenkins, managing slaves. We want to manage test server and prod server connected to the CI2, which is Jenkins master on different environments. Then Jenkins will pull from Git, pass it through the test server. If everything is correct, we send it to the production server, and from production server, that could be the internal release or major release. Alright, so let's go further and see how we can be able to run that. Prerequisite: create 3 EC2 instances. Master, we already created master in our last section and installed Jenkins on it. Then we're gonna create test server and create prod server on AWS console. So make sure you have created 3 instances, and master server can be on black terminal. This is the terminal. Test server gonna be on wine terminal. Prod server is gonna be on red terminal. So this terminal, this is what it means by the terminal. This is my Jenkins master on black terminal. Find how you can be able to change yours, and if you don't want to change it, you can maintain the same black, but just make sure you are able to identify which one is master, which number is test, and which number is production server, because you need to open 3 terminals at the same time or more. Alright, so let's be sure that we have so on my part, I'm gonna go and spin up 2 servers, test server and prod server. If you have free servers, you can use that, but if you don't have, you can just spin up one. Alright, so let me spin up 2 servers right now on Ubuntu. Let's spin up 2 servers and choose go for 18. Let me choose too small, and I need 2, so I'm gonna make it 2 right here and go for the volume. It's gonna be the same. We add tag. I'm gonna call this one test that server. Then I'm gonna name this prod server. Alright, sometime if you already use the name, it won't be able to go, so I will just create it and change it later. Alright, so on this part, make sure you choose the security group. Select the security group you already have and choose one. Choose your security group. That security group, when you create security group for the first time, it's gonna have your specification. The first time I set up my security group, I had port 80 on it, I have port 8080 on it, and I make sure that I have all traffic on it, and port 22. So each time I choose that security group for any EC2 that I'm creating, automatically that EC2 or instance will have this port number on it. So right now I have this security group that already have the port numbers on it. So when I choose it, that means the new EC2 we have for this open. Alright, so we choose that, and right now review and launch. Just select my system key pair and launch. Alright, so let me go and view. Alright, so I will change this one. I will change the name to prod. Alright, so now I have 2 server, test server and prod server. Alright, let's go back to the instruction and see what we have to do. Alright, so step 1, check the status of the Jenkins master. So let's check the status of our Jenkins. I already logged on to my master where I installed Jenkins. So I'm gonna run service Jenkins status. Alright, so my Jenkins is active. Press Q on your keyboard to come out of this. Q. Alright, so step 2, log into your Jenkins server using the admin as user and password as password. So I already logged in mine right here. You know how to log into your Jenkins is to go to your Jenkins master where you install the Jenkins. Click on this part and copy the public IP. Go to the browser and paste it add colon A0A0 and hit enter. Then it's gonna take you to your page to log in with your username and password. So log in with admin and password as password, and it's gonna bring you to this page, Jenkins dashboard. Alright, so let's go back and see what next we have to do. Step 3, on Jenkins master dashboard, go to manage Jenkins, click on configure global security, just like we have it right here. So all I need to do is to come back right here, click on this arrow down, this is manage Jenkins, then go to global configure global security, click on that. It's gonna bring you right here. Alright, so let's see what we have to do right here. Step 4, change the agent to random, then click on save. So we need to change the agent to random right here. So yours for the first time is gonna be disabled. You need to enable it on here and click on save. Alright, so that's all we have to do. Step 5, now from the same manage Jenkins, go to manage node and cloud. Alright, so we stay right here, go to manage node and cloud. So it's gonna bring us here. Alright, so step 6, click on new node, add test server as new node and make it permanent agent and click on OK. Alright, so all I just gonna do is to copy this name and go back right here, click on new node right here and paste and click on permanent agent and click OK. Alright, so let's see what next we have to do. Step 7, go to launch method and make sure it's launch agent by connecting to master. Alright, so launch method, launch agent by connecting to master. So that's how it needs to be. Alright, so step 8, then copy /home/ubuntu/jenkins and add to the current working directory under custom working directory path. Then click OK and save. Alright, so let me show you. Make sure you copy this and go back to your Jenkins under custom working directory path. Paste it right here. Alright, so that's all we have to do and click save. Then you're gonna see your dashboard like this. Alright, so let's go back to the instruction. Let's see what next we have to do. Then step 9, create another node as prod server and then select copy from test server as shown below. Alright, so let's go and create another node. So create a new node, then we call it prod server. So I can as well just come right back here and copy this and paste right here and click on copy from test server. So click on copy, don't make it the permanent agent, make it copy existing node. So I'm gonna come in here, type T, then it's gonna pop out by default the name of your test server as long as you type uppercase T. Then click on that and click check. Then there's nothing else you need to do on here. Then click on here and then click save. Alright, so it's gonna bring you right here. Let's go back and see what next we have to do. Then click on save, then we should see right there. So let's go back to our Jenkins dashboard. Then it's gonna be this way. Alright, so we have our test server and we have our prod server. So the code we go to test server first. After successfully build and pass, the prod server we copy from the test server. Alright, so let's go back and see what next we have to do. So step 11, you can click on this place to download FileZilla. It's a transfer app application, FileZilla. So when you click on this place, it's gonna take you to the to this way. Then you can download anyone that work for your system. So once you download and run it and open it, then it's gonna come up like this. So this is gonna be your own system. So all this is my local system. All this is on my download directory on my local system, my PC. Alright, so let's go back and see what we have to do. Then go to step 12. Once you already have your FileZilla installed and you can see it this way, go to step 12. Now copy the test server IP address and add it as host. Add Ubuntu as username. Leave the password field empty and add port 22. Alright, so the next thing we need to do is to go to my AWS console, go to my dashboard, go to my test server. I need the test server IP, so click on this part and I'll copy the public IP, then go to my FileZilla, paste the IP on the host part, the username as Ubuntu, and the password is empty, then use port 22. Before you can do this, make sure that you add your ppk file, that's your PEM key, to the FileZilla. So how do you do that? You go to the edit, go to the settings, go to the SFTP, then add the key. Click on here and add the key from your local system. So this is my own key, but I already added it. That's your EC2 key, the EC2 PEM key that you downloaded. That's all you need to add on here. So when you add it, then you're gonna see it this way, then you click OK. Alright, so that's the only way your FileZilla can be able to connect to your EC2 Ubuntu. Alright, so I have my IP number right here, then click on Quick Connect. Then it's gonna show you this way, then click on it. Alright, so let's go back to the instruction and see what next we have to do. Alright, so we've done this part. That's how to add your key PEM to it. Alright, so step 14, click on Quick Connect. So we already did that. As you can see, that our connection is successful. So when you see your FileZilla this way, then you know that it's successfully connected. So right now, this is my local system and this is my virtual system, Ubuntu. So you can move or download anything on here as long as it's compatible with your OS. Alright, so we already had that. So step 15, go to the Jenkins dashboard, click on test server, download agent jar file by clicking on it. Alright, so let's go back to our dashboard, Jenkins dashboard, click on test server. So we need to download this agent jar. So click on it, then you should be able to download. And the next thing we need to do, let's go back to the test instruction. Alright, so step 16, now drag the agent jar file from the download folder using FileZilla and drop into the Ubuntu home. Alright, so the reason why we use FileZilla is this, to be able to move our agent jar into our Ubuntu. Alright, so this is my agent jar. You can refresh. See, alright, so the next thing I need to do is to drag and drop right here to my Ubuntu. Alright, so you can see it right here. So the next thing I need to do, let's go back to instruction. Step 17, let us verify if the file has been transferred to test server or not. Alright, so now I need to open the terminal for my test server. So let me go back to my AWS dashboard, log on to the test server. So check on it, connect, copy the SSH, go back and use this one, the wine color. This is why I said we need a different terminal color. Alright, but if you don't know how to change that, you can just use same color, but just make sure that the numbers are different. So this is my test server. Alright, so let's go back and see what next we need to do. So we need to type ls to see if the agent jar is there to verify. Alright, we have it. Alright, so the next thing is perform step 12 to 17 for prod server as well. So remember we did same server twin, test server and prod server. So we need to do whatever we do on test server is what we're gonna do on prod server. Alright, so let's go back and step 12 to 17. So step 12, test, copy the prod IP. Alright, so go back right here, go back to my EC2 on prod server, click on this place, copy the public IP, go back to my FileZilla. Then I need to delete the agent jar. So I need to delete that because I don't need it anymore. Then I need to log out from the test server from FileZilla. I already copied my IP number from my production server. Then paste that. It's gonna be the same thing. Port 22. Click on Quick Connect. Click on OK. So now I'm logged on to my prod server. So let's go back to the instruction and see what next we have to do. So the next thing we need to do is to, alright, we're already here. So we need to go back to Jenkins on the prod server, click on it. Alright, so go back to the Jenkins, go back to the prod server. I need to download the agent jar. Remember, I already deleted the other one so they don't conflict. So delete this. The name have to be agent jar on the other server as well. So that's why I deleted the first one. So go back right here. If you don't see it yet, refresh under this part, then it's gonna show up. Then drag and drop on my prod server. So the name have to be agent jar. If it's not agent jar, it's not gonna work. Go back to the dashboard, go back to my prod server to connect, then copy. This is why I said I need a third bash or third terminal on the red one. CD download and paste the SSH and alright, so the next thing I need to do is to do ls to verify. Alright, so we have it. Alright, let's go back to the instruction and see what else we have to do. So we already performed all that from step 12 to step 17, and we have ls on prod server. Alright, so let's move ahead and see what next we have to do. Tip: delete the agent jar file of test server from download directory before downloading prod server agent jar, which I already did. Alright, so we've done this part and we've verified on our terminal on the prod server, and agent jar is right there. Alright, so we move to step 18. Now install OpenJDK on both test server and prod server. So remember, we just set up those servers, so we need to install Java on them, so the only thing we're gonna install on the slaves, any slaves you want to connect to the master have to have Java on them. That's the only thing. And so the next thing we need to do right now, let's go and update our two servers, which is test server and prod server. So update and update our both servers, and the next thing we need to do is to install Java on them. So copy the Java, install Java on the first server, and type Y, and install on the prod server and type Y. Make sure you install Java on both servers. Alright, so that's all we need to do. So the next thing we need to do, step 19. Now we will connect test server and prod server to Jenkins server. So how do we do that? Go to the Jenkins dashboard, click on test server, copy the command line as shown. So we'll go back to test server, the same place we downloaded the agent jar. Then we go right back there to copy the command to start and connect our Jenkins server. Alright, so I need to go back right here. So you start the test server first. So come back right here, click on this place, then copy the command line. So this is the first one to download. Then you don't download this, you copy this. So we're gonna copy this and run it on our test server. Let me paste this and start. So you should see it connected. So you can see connected. If I go back right now to the dashboard, you can see that the test server already starts and the red start gone. So the next thing we need to do is to do the same thing on this, on the prod server, by copying this and go back to the server terminal, which is a red one, and paste this, connected, and you can see that. So if I go back to my Jenkins dashboard right now, you see that both servers are now connected and the red are gone. So let's go back and see what else we have to do. We have done all that, we run all that, so we've done all that. So but make sure that if you're having error connecting to your server, make sure your Jenkins master server is open to all traffic from the security group. Your Jenkins master have to have all traffic in it before it can be able to connect. Remember, the first time we set up our master, we only open 8080 and port 80. But if you're not sure yours has all traffic, let me show you how to do that. Go back to your AWS console. This is our master. So this is our master. Make sure you click right here, then come back to the security and come back to the security group right here. Click on the link, security group, click on this link, and it's gonna bring you here. So you should see all traffic right here. But in case you don't have all traffic on yours, on Jenkins master, so make sure you go back to this place, edit inbound rules, and come right here to add rule. Check on the arrow down, all traffic, click on all traffic, and click on this part to add 0.0.0. But I already added mine, so I don't need to do that. I only show you how to do that. So when you finish doing that, click on save rules, and that will do. Alright, so if everything worked fine, you should be able to see your Jenkins. So on this lecture, we are able to connect our test server and our production server to our Jenkins master. Alright, so this brings us to the end of this section, and I hope you learned. Thank you.